Hello and welcome back to Wisdom Wednesday with Johnny Tiger and
Kitten!
Kitten hiding in the background drinking tea.
With Tiger on the table.
This tea Kitten is drinking is very, very special. It's from one of our really good friends and gave it to her as a birthday gift. It's
Thank
a
you, Kevin.
it's a brand of poor Chinese tea. Uh, Poor is a very common brand that a lot of you that drink Chinese tea would recognize. It's a very popular brand. Um, but this particular pour has been aged for over 15 years, and it's not even like in tea leaves. It's been compressed into like a what look like a dried out hamburger patty.
Yeah.
And when you want to make it, you have to get a filter, and then you pinch off a tiny corner of this patty, and then crush it between your finger and put it in the filter, like a tea ball or something. And then you pour hot water over it, like how you would make regular green tea. The way I was told is this tea, gram by gram, ounce by ounce, is more expensive than marijuana. Yeah, crazy, right? Like this is some crazy stuff. And a kitten just sitting there drinking it like, yeah, no big deal.
It's beautiful. It is. It's delicious.
Yeah, it's some super badass tea that I'll say.
Yeah.
Um, it's crazy too because when you pinch off a tiny corner, you're thinking that's not going to be enough tea. Like when we make tea regularly, you got at least like couple of tablespoons, 3 tablespoons of tea leaves. And so you pinch off this tiny corner of the patty, and then you crush it, and you're like, this is not going to taste anything like this is going to taste just like water. But no, it has such a strong flavor in it that you really don't want to use too much of this. So anyway, Wisdom Wednesday. Here we are. It's October 13th.
12.
12? Oh yeah. 12, 12, 12. Yeah. 13 is tomorrow. It's Kitten's birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um 2022. We had lunch today with our good friend Darren, uh, which was pretty nice. I had a Tennessee chicken burger that didn't taste anything like Tennessee. Tastes like chicken burger though, so that's good. So we are quickly drawing to the end of the year of the tiger. And while I believe I have already done 1 or 2 episodes honoring the year of the tiger today, we are going to go back and talk a little bit more about tigers. In case you don't remember, the way to say tiger in Mandarin is
Lao Hu.
老虎. You don't have to say it the way she does. 老虎. Supposed to be a very dignified animal. It's 老虎.
Lao Hu.
老虎. Uh, that's how you say tiger in Mandarin. Keep that in the back of your mind because we're going to double back on this one later in the episode today. So first, a little bit of kind of a general trivia about tigers in general. In the wilderness, tiger is only found in Asia. It's not like lions. Some people think lion can only be found in Africa, but there's actually lion in Asia as well. Around India, Bangladesh, Pakistan area, they actually lion that area of the world. Now, I am not sure if an Asian lion, African lion, look different or stuff like that. We don't want to go into racist territory here. Asian lion's a lot more cooler than African lion. Just saying. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, they're probably all the same. Uh, Actually, I think African lions are a little bit bigger than Asian lions. Uh, but tiger is a pure, like Asian uh, artifact. First, who is bigger, lion or tiger? While a male lion looks bigger around the head, a tiger is way bigger than a lion. The tiger is the largest animal in the cat family. Now, why is it that there seem to be a lot of lion and tiger, on the other hand, seem to be going extinct? One of the primary reasons for tiger going extinct, well, other than people hunt them and there's a lot of hunters that want to hunt them for trophies and for their body parts because their body parts is said to be good for human attributes and eat the tiger, you'll be like a tiger kind of nonsense. Um, One of the primary problem with tigers is they are extremely territorial. In old Chinese, there's a saying called "一山不容两虎." You don't need to remember how to say that. I'm just saying that it translates to there can be only one tiger in a mountain range. And that is very true. Okay, it's not exaggeration. Usually, the only time you'll see more than one tiger together is either when they're mating or when they are a female tiger, a tigress, is bringing up her young. Those are the only times that you're going to see more than one tiger. Uh, Male tigers require a lot of land, a lot of range for them to roam around, for them to hunt. So they cannot live with other tigers in their territory. Female tigers, they'll bring up their young. When the young grow up, the male cub will range out and find somewhere far away from his mother, to establish his territory. The daughter, the female cub, will find an area near mom to establish her territory, but don't take that as some kind of cute family attachment because in nature, daughter killing mom or mom killing daughter in the tiger world happen a lot because the two females are so close, their territory are so close, they'll cross paths quite often, and when they run into each other, it doesn't matter if you're the mom or it doesn't matter you're the daughter. Now we're both adults, we're killing each other. So that kind of create a situation where tigers not only have to contend with people and with other animals, they have to contend with each other. So that created a really bad situation for their population. On top of that, a lot of you might have no idea what kind of range are we talking about that a tiger needs. Let me sort of put it into perspective for you guys. On average, a male tiger requires, and listen to this one, on average, a male tiger requires several hundred square kilometers.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how much land it needs to be able to sustain itself. So when you look at how big Asia is, yeah, Asia is really big. But when you think about each tiger needs several hundred square kilometer, not just kilometer, square kilometer of land, that's just for one tiger. Like every tiger needs how much land. So they are contending, they are competing against millions of Asians for that land. Yeah, the outcome is predictable. People is going to start killing them off because, yeah, it's not nice to have a tiger randomly kill off your villagers and livestock and stuff like that. Now, why does a tiger need that much land to hunt? Why doesn't why don't lions need that much land? Mostly it's because lions work together. Lions hunt in a pack, and also lions live on the African grassland, where when you look at the amount of prey they have, the zebra, the giraffe, whatever other animals, the gazelle, those prey numbers in the thousands, right? So a lion pride has thousands and thousands of prey to pick from. It's like a buffet, which means finding prey is not a problem. The only problem is catching them and killing them. Yeah, if you can kill it, you can eat it. This is why lions they band together because there's no competition for food. There's a lot of food. You just need to be able to kill it. So lions will work together to kill a big animal so they can all eat. Tiger, on the other hand, they live in jungle. There's no big herds of gazelle. There's no big herds of zebra. They have to wander around in the jungle where you can barely see what's behind the next tree. Uh, it's really hard for them to find even just one prey sometimes. And on top of that, tigers really are kind of lousy hunters. Yeah, they're really badass, but tigers are actually not lousy hunters. I saw a research once that said 9 out of 10 times, like 90% of the time, a tiger will fail when he or she go after a prey. So they only get to eat like 10% of the time.
Aw.
Why is that? Well, there again, because tigers are ambush predators. So their tactic is to creep out behind their prey, and then when they get close enough, they jump forward, grab the prey, and bite it and kill it. But if at any time a tiger feels that he or she has been spotted while they're creeping up to the prey, if they feel that the prey notice them, they'll quite often they'll just go away. They won't even bother to attack. Because a tiger feels like, well, if I already got spotted, then me attacking, there's no element of surprise. It's going to be really hard work. I may get hurt. I may waste energy. It's better to just try again somewhere else. This is why a lot of people in Pakistan and India, when they go into the jungle, when they're working in the wilderness, they'll wear a mask, but they don't wear the mask on their face. They wear the mask on the back of their head. So if there's a tiger creeping up behind them, the tiger will see their mask and thinking they're looking at them, and the tiger will just go away. The tiger won't attack them. Right? That is what I read. Like when you go to India, you can give it a try, and you can let me know if the tiger attack you or not. Now, with that said, a tiger is like a natural killing machine. It can climb trees. A lot of people didn't realize that tigers can climb trees. Tigers are also very good swimmers. In fact, one of the tiger's most favorite tactic when hunting deer is to chase the deer into the water. And a lot of time when a deer or a horse get in the water, when the water get really deep, they panic, they freeze, they don't know what to do. That's when the tiger pounces on them because tigers, they don't have that problem. They are really good swimmer. Tigers, when they get hungry enough, they'll even go after things like alligators and black bears. Uh, you can say that in their hunting range, other than running into humans that have guns, there's nothing that can kill a tiger, maybe other than another tiger. Back in 2004, the Animal Planet did a worldwide survey that consisted of over 50,000 people gathered from 70 different countries. The question was, what is your favorite animal? And tiger came out on top. Tiger even outruled dogs and cats.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's crazy because you would think that so many people have dogs and cats in the world. And you would think people would say dogs or cat, but no, actually more people said tiger. Now, one of the more often debated question uh, on the internet we'll see is tiger versus lion. Who's going to win? You go Google that, you're going to find so many different debates on this one. But today I'm going to give you the definite answer, and this is backed up by historical record and all that stuff. Now, tiger and lion have a very small chance of running into each other because lions primarily in Africa, tigers always in Asia. They are Asian lions, but they don't hunt the same area the tiger hunt. So once in a while, maybe a tiger and Asian lion might cross paths, but it's really rare. But let's say you take a tiger and then put him in Africa and he wander around and run into lion. Who's going to win? Well, in that case, lion's going to win because there's going to be like 20 lions versus one tiger. That's no contest, right? The tiger always hunt alone. Lions always hunt in a pack. So when you have that kind of contest, it's that there's no point debating that. Like 20 lions against one tiger, hell, 5 lions against one tiger. That tiger is going to get eaten. However, that's not what most people are interested in. Most people are interested in one-on-one, like real man versus real man. Put the tiger and the lion in a cage. Who's going to win? Historical records, and unfortunately, I say unfortunately because, like I said, this is not going to happen in nature. The only time this happens is because humans did it to them. Right? People in zoos, in circus, or in gladiatory arena put a tiger and lion together. Let's see who's going to win. Yeah, many people have been doing that. It's sad, cruel, but historical record has shown that overwhelmingly, almost every time, lion get killed. One of the most famous example of this was a Bengal tiger back in 1859 by the name of Ganga. This Bengal tiger has killed 30 Asian lions. And finally, uh, people in Britain heard about Ganga and bought him from India and shipped him all the way to London and introduced him into a fight against a young male African lion. It took a little bit. It took 10 minutes, but Ganga killed the male lion too. So yeah, this is a tiger. This is a Bengal tiger, not even the largest tiger in the world. The largest tiger in the world is a Siberian tiger. This is a Bengal tiger, right? Bengal tiger, second largest tiger in the world, killed 30 Asian lions in one-on-one fight and killed one African lion one-on-one fight. So yeah, like that alone kind of shows us, yeah, lions don't really stand a chance going one-on-one against a tiger. Another famous story, and you guys can look this up too. Real News, 2010, in a zoo in Turkey. A tiger got out of his enclosure and managed to get into the next door enclosure, which housed the lions. Now you would think, okay, tiger got into the lion's territory. Lion's going to own the tiger. The tiger got into the lion's enclosure, and according to the video footage and what the zookeeper described, the tiger took one swipe at the lion's neck, opened up the artery, and the lion died. Lion didn't even stand a chance. So what's going on here? Like people say, oh, how can that be such a no contest fight? Like tiger and lion, they look like they're about the same size. Lions are really ferocious too. So what shouldn't it be more of an even fight? Well, let's look at the actual fact here. On average, an adult tiger, and an adult lion, on average, the tiger outweighs the lion by about 100 pounds. Now, some people may say that's nothing. If you have ever fought anybody, you'll realize even someone who outweighs you by 30 pounds makes a really big difference, especially when both sides are very ferocious. Yeah, some people say, yeah, but lions, they deal with bigger animals. They deal with gazelles and zebra and giraffe. Those are all heavier than they are. Yeah, but don't forget, they never do it alone. They do it like 20 and 1. They do like a whole pack of them against one target. Which means when it's 1-on-1, a lion versus a tiger, never mind anything else. Let's say a lion and tiger leap at each other and collide in midair. That tiger weighing 100 pounds more is going to mean a lot more in this case. Number two is on average, a tiger has way higher muscle percentage than a lion. A lion actually has more fat than tiger. Even in the case of a Siberian tiger, well, they still have massive amount more muscle percentage uh, as comparing to body fat versus a lion, which means just by the way muscles work alone, a tiger is bigger and stronger and faster than a lion just because they have more muscles. Number three, let's look at uh, the most scientific fact here. A lion's bite force is 650 psi, uh, pressure for inch, pound for inch. Um, that's how they measure bite force and punch force, and like when there's an impact and there's uh, like animal attack. That's how they it's PSI. Okay, so lion bite force 600 PSI. That sounds really scary, right?
Heck yeah.
A tiger's bite force is 1050 PSI,
Oh my goodness.
which means if a tiger get a bite in, a lion is dead. A lion get a bite in, probably just injure the tiger. Like the tiger's bite force is almost twice of the lion, right? So that to put that into perspective, that would be me exchanging punch against Mike Tyson. Yeah, suddenly it's kind of clear why Tigers win almost every time. But that's not all. There's number four. There's reason number four. Reason number four, Tigers have way stronger back legs,
Mm.
which means when they're fighting, if you guys ever see cats fight, what they do, they rear up on their hind leg and then smack at each other and try to force each other down with their front paw.
Yeah.
So now you have a lion and a tiger up on their hind leg, but the lion has weaker hind leg. The lion, which means the lion's balance suck. So that means the lion's going to get pinned down under the tiger almost every time. The tiger is going to throw the lion down almost every time because the tiger has stronger legs. So stronger legs, more muscle, more weight, more bite. Yeah, lions don't stand a chance in a one-on-one fight against the tiger. That's just no. Every advantage go to the tiger. Some people say, well, the lion have don't they have those big mane of fur around their neck that protects them? What you think tiger never? You think tigers never bite anything that have more fur? Tigers go after deer, alligator, black bear, things like they bite through a lot tougher things than fur around the neck, right? So yeah, no, those furs not really going to help them. Now let's talk about the kitten's favorite subject, white tiger.
Yay!
Right now, there's only a couple hundred white tiger around the world, and let's talk about the creation of white tiger because it is a sad story. White tiger is not albino tiger, not like commonly believed. No, white tiger is a special hidden gene inside a tiger. You can say it's a mutation. Now, so for white tiger to happen in the wilderness, it's very, very rare. Because what has to happen is you need both the parent, the father and the mother, to have this hidden mutation gene to mate. Which means with so few tigers there is in the wilderness, you need the male and the female, to run into each other, and both of them happen to have this gene to produce white tiger baby. So all the white tigers in the world that you guys see in the zoo are result of human intervention. And how did human interfere with this? They started with one white tiger, and they tried to get this white tiger to mate with other tigers. They tried quite a few times, but they didn't produce any white tiger cub. All they produced was cubs that had some of this white tiger gene, but they were not white tiger. So people started doing something really naughty. They forced the first white tiger to mate with his own children. And that's how they got their first batch of white tigers. So all the white tigers in the world you see today are results of incest. That's the only way humans get white tigers is to force white tiger mommy or daddy to mate with their children, which is also why there's so few white tigers in the world because most of these incest offsprings end up dying. They don't survive because, as we know, close genetic. It's just eventually bad things happen when you have that kind of mating. So while we appreciate white tigers, they are beautiful animals. It's a sad story how they came to be. They're all uh, basically forced into existence by human by forcing their their close relatives to mate with each other. Now, a lot of people, if you are still with us by this point, you're probably thinking, wait a second. Most of the Wisdom Wednesday you talk about like you're very Chinese oriented. How come today you're just giving us like Animal Planet? If we want to know any of these, we can just go to National Geographic. Well, don't rush me. We're getting there because I am going to talk about something that, personally speaking, puzzled me for a long time in China, in Chinese culture. What did we say? It is to say tiger in Mandarin?
老虎.
老虎, yeah. So, here's the thing. For those of you that actually read Mandarin or watch Mandarin shows, and if you especially paid attention to historical Mandarin Chinese programs or books, you will come across this little problematic thing. In Chinese culture, especially in the good old days, people refer to Laohu as 大虫. That's Dachong, 大虫. How do you translate that? Big bug. Yeah, 大虫, big bug. When you hear people talk about tigers in the classic literature, in the old books, they call them big bugs, 大虫. Why is that? Why is that? Like, this puzzled me for many, many years. You can say almost my entire life. I even asked my most trusted source, my nanny, Maru, when I was little. I said, Mom, because that's what I called her, Mom. I said, Mom, why they call tigers 大虫, big bug? It doesn't make sense. It's not a bug. And this is okay. I'm going to give you guys a little warning. This is why you don't want to just take everything your elders tell you at face value. Because she told me, oh, they call them big bug because they're really annoying. They're as pesky. They're like pests. They're like pesky insects. They hurt people. They people don't want them around. That's why people call them big bug. Made sense when I was little. And then when after I grew up, I'm like, that. Wait a second. They're not the only pesky animals. Like, how come lions didn't get called big bugs? How come cougars didn't get called big bugs? What's up with like 老虎, tigers being called 大虫, big bugs? So if you've ever come across this weirdness and you've, like me, have been searching for an answer for a long time, I'm going to give you guys the real lowdown of why was it that tiger got called big bugs, 大虫. It got nothing to do with bugs, by the way. It would turn out in the old day, before science, before modern anything, back in the Stone Ages, you can say, when Chinese language was not Mandarin, it was very archaic Chinese. 虫, the word 虫, which we think it means bugs, basically meant animal. You see, back then, people didn't have the knowledge we have today. Understanding some animals are reptiles, some animals are mammals, some animals are amphibians, and there's a fish, there's a bird, and there's a snake, and then some of them cold-blooded, some of them warm-blooded. Now, there's no categorizing like we have today. So Chinese people in the early days categorized animals differently. They categorize them by what's on their skin, and then add the word 虫, which again, today we think it means bug, but back then 虫 means species or animal. So animals that had feathers were called 羽虫, animals with feathers. Uh, that's direct translation. 虫 back then again means animal. 羽 means feather. So 羽虫, feathered animal. Animals with shells were called 介虫, shelled animal. Animals that had scales were called 鳞虫, scaled animal. Animals with fur were called 毛虫, means hairy animal. Anything else that didn't have that were naked, like human or a frog or salamander, were called 裸虫, means naked animal. That's how Chinese people classified their animals in the old days, before science, before knowing about amphibians and reptiles and all that stuff. So it says whatever skin, whatever kind of hair, and then the word 虫. Now I'm going to sound like I'm going to like digress a little bit, talk about something else, but it's not. Okay. Uh, so Chinese people were so much into their mythology and the order of things that they believe of the five different kind of chong, the five different kind of animal. Each one of them would have a leader animal, ultimate alpha, their own god, in other words. So here is to answer another question that many people debate. about Chinese language. A lot of people say the four Chinese holy beasts are dragon, phoenix, uh, turtle or tortoise, and Keeling. And then some people say, no, 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 that's not right because when we watch cartoon, when we watch anime, they say the four holy beasts is the green dragon, the red firebird, the black tortoise, and the white tiger. There's no Keeling. So what's going on there? Which one is true? Which one is not true? Okay, so the standard answer you're going to get from uh, cartoon, anime, comic book geeks is that no, the original is dragon, phoenix, tiger, and killing, and then the Japanese people messed up, and so when they translated, took it to be their own, they got it all mixed up, and they turned it into the green dragon, the red bird, the black tortoise, and the white tiger. It's a Japanese error. For the longest time, I believed that was the case too, but that's not the case. Okay, both sets were Chinese. Let me get it straight for you guys. The four godly holy beasts are dragon, phoenix, turtle or tortoise. Turtle and tortoise are the same thing in Chinese language, by the way. So when you hear people say no, it's tortoise, no, it's turtle, don't argue with that because it's the same thing in Mandarin. Um, and Kilin. Those are the four. Those are the four godly holy beasts. The other four that you hear about, green dragon, red firebird, white tiger, black tortoise, those are the head, the chief, the royalty, the gods that rule the Chong. Okay, let me put it in perspective, put it in the right order for you guys. Green dragon is the ruling god for Lin Chong, the scaled animal. Red firebird is the ruling god for Yu Chong, the feathered animal. The white tiger is the ruling god for fur animal, the Mao Chong, the animals that have fur. And the black tortoise is the ruling god for shelled animal, Jie Chong, the animals that have shell. Before you ask, because I know the next question, what about the naked animal? What about the Luo Chong? What about human? There is one too. A lot of people, and this is a Japanese error. Okay, this is a Japanese error. They forgot to include the golden dragon.
Mm.
The golden dragon was said to be the um, other form for the first Chinese emperor, the Yellow Emperor. So the Yellow Emperor turned into a golden dragon after he died, and that golden dragon was the ruler animal for naked animals, for luo chong, the animals that don't have anything on their skin. So technically, it's not four. There should be five: green dragon, golden dragon, red firebird, black tortoise, and white tiger. But because of Japanese people's translation error, and maybe they didn't, they thought that having two dragons is kind of weird, so they kind of they ditched the golden dragon. So when you see this four being mentioned in Japanese animation, it's only just the four: the green dragon, the red firebird, the white tiger, and the black tortoise. They are not the four holy beasts. Okay, the four holy beasts were and will always be dragon, phoenix, killing, and turtle. Now, how did tiger, 老虎 become 大虫? Okay, we got to go back to that original topic. For centuries, people called them 老虎, but during the Tang Dynasty, and this actually bring us back to the previous tiger episode. If you guys can, the episode I talked about toilet, how toilet used to be, like all the chamber pot in China used to be made into the likeness of tigers, and chamber pots were called 虎子, 虎子, like tiger, tiger, tiger. Okay. Um, in Tang Dynasty, one of the emperor's grandfather was named Li Hu. Li Hu. Now that sounds a lot like Lao Hu.
Yes.
Yeah. So the emperor obviously have to say, hey, stop using my grandfather's name as chamber pot. Stop making your chamber pot looking like tiger. Okay? Actually, you know what? From now on, no one can mention the word who in anything. Okay? Stop messing with my grandfather's name.
Sensitive.
Chinese emperors were very crazy about that. Like, if a Chinese emperor's name was Li, then no one else can use Li in anything. Anything that have the word Li gotta have to get changed. Right? A lot of weird Chinese idioms came from this, just because the emperor was named something, and then you have to change the name of the object. So all the chamber pot went from being shaped like tiger to shaped like horses, and changed from being called 虎子 to 马桶, horse pot. And the poor actual tiger no longer allowed to be called 老虎, because again, you're not allowed to use the 虎 word. Um, so people thought, well, what are we going to call them? And then someone suggested, well, they are the biggest predator out there, so we are going to use the word 大, and then we are going to use the word 虫, means animal in the archaic word. So 大虫doesn't mean big bug, it means big alpha animal. That's why tigers were called 大虫. Because some emperor decided you cannot use the word 虎 anymore. So they couldn't be called 老虎. They got called 大虫. Doesn't mean big bug, it means alpha animal, biggest predator, biggest animal. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this rather lengthy but detailed episode on Tiger, celebrating the end of the year of the tiger. And
Yay! Wow.
we got our own little tiger here at home.
He's dangerous.
He's dangerous. And I'll be back again tomorrow for Toy Thursday. Maybe, actually, I don't know. We might be out celebrating Kitten's birthday. Otherwise, she's going to turn into a Lahu as well. We'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.